When it comes to football clubs in the world, FC Barcelona stand among the greatest and most respected, not just for their football prowess, but also for their social integration, which is anchored in their motto, Més que un club, the Catalan expression for more than a club. A club that has won several La Liga titles, series of Copa del Rey trophies, as well as Champion Leagues and much more, has gone through tough times to be a giant in the world of football. One of the things that makes FC Barcelona unique is the fact that it still maintains its status as a real football club, in the sense that it has not become a limited company. The club is still owned by its members, numbering up to 144,000 people who still decide who will be the president of the club through a complex voting system. Cant del Barca is the official anthem of Barcelona, written by Jaume Picas and Josep Maria Espinas. The history of FC Barcelona is staggering. On October 22, 1899, Football Club Barcelona was born courtesy of a Swiss, Hans Gamper, later known as Joan Gamper. After publishing in Los Deportes his intention to launch a football club, he received a positive response from a group of players of Catalan, English, and German origin in the persons of Walter Wild, who was the first president of the club, Luis de Osso, Bartomeu Terradas, Otto Kunze, Otto Meyer, Eric Ducal, among others. The club had exciting outings, appearing in regional and national cups, participating in Campionat de Catalunya as well as Copa del Rey. In 1901, FC Barcelona competed in the maiden edition of football competition, Copa Macaya, which took place on the Iberian Peninsula but lost to Hispania AC by a small margin. However, the club won the tournament the next year, making it their very first piece of silverware. In 1905, the club won the Campionat de Catalunya competition, but after that receded to the background. From then to 1908, FC Barcelona failed to win any other tournament, and the club fell to the point of struggling on the pitch, struggling financially and socially. In a desperate move to save the club, Joan Gamper took over the mantle of leadership to become the club's president. He was quoted as saying in a meeting, "Barcelona cannot die and must not die. If there's nobody who is going to try, then I will assume the responsibility of running the club from now on." At this point, Gamper had identified the great need to step in and turn things around for the club. Gamper was instrumental to the club moving into their first stadium, Camp de la Industria, which had an 8,000 capacity on March 14, 1909. The enabling environment created by the stadium has been credited as a major factor that boosted the performance of the club in the 1910s, leading them to 3 Campionat de Catalunya successive wins between 1909 and 1911. The club went ahead to win 3 Copa del Rey between 1910 and 1913 and 4 Pyrenees Cup winnings between 1910 and 1913. Gamper ruled FC Barcelona as the president on 5 different occasions between 1908 and 1925. He was in a position of authority in the club for a total of 25 years. In celebration of their move to the new stadium in 1909, the club arranged a logo contest the next year with Charles Comamala winning the contest. His design became the crest worn by the club to this day, with only a minor modification as of the present. During Gamper's time as president of the club, the official language of the club was changed from Castilian to Catalan. The club slowly became a symbol of Catalonia and its culture. And people didn't just join the club for football, but for the collective cultural identity it gave them too. Gamper embarked on a heavy campaign to get more members for the club, and by 1922, the club had gotten more than 20,000 members who helped to finance the club's new stadium. The same year, the club moved to the new stadium, Les Cortes, with a 30,000 capacity. Under Gamper, FC Barcelona won a total of 11 Campionat de Catalunya, 6 Copa del Rey, and 4 Pyrenees Cups. However, on June 14, 1925, fans at Les Cortes jeered at the Royal March in reaction to the dictatorship of the Spanish Prime Minister, Primo de Rivera. The stadium was shut down for 6 months, and Gamper was forced to let go of his leadership of the club. At this time, the club was transitioning into professional football. Barcelona won the inaugural Spanish League on June 23, 1929. However, a year after this victory, the club received a devastating news. Joan Gamper had committed suicide on July 30, 1930, after a period of depression caused by personal issues and financial crisis. From 1930, the club began to decline as a result of political crises, which relegated sports to the background. Though Barcelona won Campionat de Catalunya in 1930, 1931, 1932, 1934, 1936, and 1938, they were not acknowledged at the national level. When, in 1936, the Spanish Civil War broke out, many Barcelona players joined the forces fighting against the military uprising along with players from Atletico Bilbao. On August 6, the club president, Josep Sunyol, was murdered by Falangist soldiers. Sunyol became a part of the pro-independence political party. Josep Sunyol became known as the Martyr of Barcelonisme, and his murder was a turning point in the history of FC Barcelona and Catalan image. In 1937, after a tour to Mexico and United States, half of the team sought asylum to Mexico and France for fear of their lives, which made the remaining members of the team unable to compete for trophies. To make matters worse, on March 16, 1938, Barcelona suffered a serial attack from the Italian Air Force, which resulted in the death of 3,000 Barcelona members and the damage of the club's office. When Catalonia became occupied a few months later, a lot of sanctions and restrictions were placed on the club. The Catalan flag was abolished and the club was banned from using non-Spanish names. In the end, the club was forced to alter its name to Club de Futbol Barcelona, and the Catalan flag was removed from the crest. Between 1951 and 1952, Barcelona recorded remarkable feats, winning what the club's fans love to call the Five Cup season. They won the League, the Eva Duarte, the Martini Russo, and the Latin Cup. In 1957, the Camp Nou was completed with a 90,000 capacity, marking a new beginning for the club as they appointed Helenio Herrera as the new manager. Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.